Rob, we saw that pullback from yesterday continuing on the local markets this morning. Of course, we're flat at the moment. We've retraced lots of those losses. Still quite tentative, though, and that's despite US Fed Chairman Ben Bernanke setting investors' minds at ease on those interest rates in the United States.
Yes, I think that the dollar has shown a bit of strength. We've got some commodity weakness, and we've seen our commodities really coming down, our commodity shares come down in the last few days. I think China's also, the copper price has come down as well, as China says that it's slowing down an amount of copper that it's importing. So on that side, our general miners are taking a big hit at the moment, and that obviously pushes the whole all share down.
Of course, you talked about the dollar strength, and we have seen the euro continuing to be weak against the dollar, continuing concerns about Greek debt and downgrades in that country. And of course, the rand at this stage testing that 780, 781 level against the dollar.
Yes, we've been trading in a range from about 765 all the way up to 780. I think people are looking quite closely from about 782 to 785, and whether that rand will break through that and go weaker to all the way up to the 805 level. So it is at quite an important level, and we have to watch it over the next few days. And obviously the Greek problem in the Greek debt is the S&P going to downgrade, Standard & Poor's going to downgrade that debt in Greece, and that's obviously putting a little bit of a dampener on equity markets all around the world.
And it really does continue to be a story of dollar strength on the markets at the moment.
Definitely. The euro, I think, is at a 4 or 5 month low. And I think it's at a 1 year low against the yen. So the euro under a lot of pressure, and the dollar, even though they're not going to be changing interest rates right now, or increasing interest rates, the dollar is showing a little bit more strength.
You talked about the tight range that the rand's been trading in over the past few sessions. We've also seen the market trading in quite a tight range and battling to break any upside. What's holding us back at this stage?
I think obviously the debt problems in Europe and also the growth problems in Europe is one of the factors. We saw yesterday that the housing figures that came through from the States were very weak, minus 11% month on month on new housing, and that's a problem. So we get very thin fundamental levels that we're out of the recession and economies are slowly growing, but the problem with unemployment is still there, and the housing sector in the States is very weak. And then again now we've got the debt issue with Greece, and the market is very cautious. So as we get to the higher levels, people definitely start to take profit.
Of course, there have been a few downgrades on outlooks for some of our stocks in the markets as well.
Yes, Absa was downgraded by agency early this morning. We see that Citi Bank has also downgraded or reduced their target at least on Shoprite. They're saying that Shoprite's share price has run aggressively and is now showing fair value where it is, and they've moved it from a buy to a hold.
Of course, a number of results out today, and we've got Exxaro, Nedbank, Liberty, Massmart. Perhaps starting with Exxaro, earnings down 31%, but the market's seeming to like them. The share's up around 2/3% at the moment.
Yes, I think it was as expected. I think looking forward, they feel that the coal price will start to increase. They've taken a lot of losses and difficult to make a lot of money with the rand that's strengthened 20%. So the coal prices that they've been getting has been much weaker than they were before, and they've had one or two problems on the rail side getting enough coal to Richards Bay. So they've had a few headwinds. The problem going forward, however, is that there is the mineral royalties tax that starts in March, as well as we've got the electricity hike that came in at 25%. So that is going to put pressure on them going forward. So we'll have to wait and see what happens there.
Well, Nedbank's results really in line with forecasts. It did provide guidance on those results, and really in line with what we're seeing coming out of the other banks. We've had Standard Bank reporting back recently, also Absa.